Hey planner friends! Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be planning from the 27th of March to the 2nd of April in my Hemlock Oak weekly. Let's get started! So this week I'm using another Plannerface Mystery Kit, and this one is called Cottage. I'm not sure when this one came out, but it's obviously before Anna started putting the month that it came out on the stickers. I do PR for Plannerface, so you can use my code in the description to save yourselves a little bit of money and also mention me for my brand new freebie. As I mentioned before, I get the mini kit version of the Plannerface Mystery Kit, but it comes with all of the add-ons, so I still get the glitter add-on, the box add-on, and the extra mystery sheet add-on, plus all of the extra boxes and the 50mm strip. So basically what I'm saying is I've got a lot of stickers to play with this week. Also this week I'm doing a plan as I go video, so I have a few bits of memory planning at the end of this video because I actually remembered to record stuff throughout the week. As you can see, I've started off with my sidebar, so I have a squared off half box with some deco from the kit to record my weekly focus, and then a decorative box, a glitter header just to take up a little bit of space, a habit tracker for my daily check-in with my planner, a Monday to Sunday box to mark all of my meals for the week, and also a 3-hot checklist box at the bottom for some tasks that I have throughout the week that don't go on a specific day. For the date covers, I've trimmed like 1mm off the side of each of them, so I have that tiny little bit of white space between my columns. And then I'm adding in my date dots, which are from my Plannerface Advent Countdown box from 2022. I really like using the dates 2 sheet with Plannerface date covers because they match the fonts of the days on the date covers. Next I'm going to add a glitter header under each date cover, and again I've trimmed 1mm off the side. With the glitter headers and the date covers, because they're all in one chunk on the sticker sheets, I just trim them all in one go so that they are all cut to the same length. Once I've got all my glitter headers under each weekday, I'm then going to add one of the 15mm strips from the kit under Saturday and Sunday and layer the weekend banner over that. This is just to take up a little bit of extra space on Saturday and Sunday where I know I'm going to be asleep. And as I mentioned before, I trim the left and right flags off of the Plannerface weekend banners just because they are a little bit longer than these two columns are, and one of the flags would stick off the end of the page if I didn't trim it off. I've then cut the second 15mm strip in half so that I can create that divide between my vertical planning space and my reflection section in the bottom of the page. The washi add-on for this was more purple, and although I love the colour purple, this was a week that was still mostly in March, so I wanted to add as much of this greeny, bluey, tealy colour as I could because I wasn't ready to go full on into my April theme colour just yet. As you can see, I've started adding in all of my decorative boxes for this kit, so as always I have where these are going planned out on my iCal in front of me while I'm setting up my spread. I've trimmed 1mm off the side of each of these decorative boxes, and then for some of them I'm trimming a little bit off the bottom so that they fit within the space that I have planned for them around all of the other things that are going on this week. And although this double box was a little bit more autumnal, I guess, just because it's got like a nice cozy fire, because it had all of this green coming out of the fireplace, I thought that'd be perfect to kind of tie in my March theme colour, because the green in this kit wasn't as like forest green as I've been using for my March theme colour. But now we can zoom in and start getting stuck into my plans for the week. So on Monday I'm first using this 3-hot checklist box to mark in a chunk of time that I wanted to do some revision for an interview that I had on Wednesday, and I'm marking that in with an emoji having technical issues, but that was just kind of how I felt after doing a load of interview prep for a few hours. I'm then going to add in a blob of my theme colour and a laundry doodle to mark in my little checklist for Monday, and then remember to add the day off scripts to the top of Monday and Tuesday before marking in my interview prep on Tuesday in the same way that I did on Monday. This emoji hitting its head on the laptop because of technical issues was definitely how I felt after doing a load of revision on Tuesday. I then added in another blob of my theme colour and this paper shire vanilla mopping the floor to mark in my checklist for Tuesday, and then a Pinky Stickers printable for my first weight session of the week. Moving on to Wednesday, I was back in work after my very long weekend, so I'm using a fancy label with a laptop doodle from the kit to mark in my usual Wednesday afternoon seminar, and then I'm using this squished half box with a stick with the Planco girl doing a presentation to mark in my interview. The interview itself didn't take this long, but I wanted it to take up a decent chunk of the day because it was the most important thing happening on Wednesday. I'm then going to add in a blob of my theme colour and a little paper shire doodle to mark in my checklist for the rest of work on Wednesday, and then moving to Wednesday evening I'm doing the same but with a bit of deco from the kit to mark in my evening to-do list. I can then add in another Pinky Stickers printable to mark in doing some yoga in the evening, and then we can move on to Thursday, where I'm first marking that I was working from home with a work from home script from Plannerface. On this day I had a training meeting, so I'm using a little thing with a phone doodle from the kit to mark that in, and then I'm using another Pinky Stickers printable to mark in my second weight session of the week. For my work checklist for this day, I'm using another paper shy doodle of a laptop, and I'm also adding in a blob of my theme colour and adding in 2 lines to mark the end of work, this time with the fine liner side of my passion marker. I'm marking in my evening to-do list on Thursday with a bin doodle from Plannerface, and then I'm just adding in a little bit of me time in the evening, so a quarter box with a bathtub doodle from the kit to mark in some me time. Oh, and the me time script that I use is also from the kit on the mystery add-on sheet. So Friday starts off looking pretty plain, but when we get to the plan as I go section at the end of this video, it will definitely fill up a bit. I'm marking in my work checklist with another paper shy doodle and then just marking the end of work in the same way that I did on Thursday. I then marked in my checklist for the evening with an emoji sweeping the floors, and then we can move on to Saturday, where I'm first marking in that it's April Fool's Day because it's the first day of April, with a fancy event label and an April Fool's Day script from Tilly Journals. The rest of Saturday is going to be pretty standard, so I'm first using a quarter box with some deco from the kit and an edit script from Plannerface to mark in editing and recording this voiceover. I think I've definitely got the hang of using my very sharp craft knife now because I haven't once been worried about cutting through the page, and I'm definitely feeling more confident about cutting through at least Plannerface stickers for now. I'm then marking and going to team training in the same way that I have been for the last couple of weeks, so I'm using one patterned half box and one solid colour half box on their sides layered over each other with an emoji from Coffee Monsters Co doing some weightlifting to take up a big chunk of my day. After team training, I'm going to be doing my planning time, so I'm using a flag with the planner doodle and the planning script all from the kit to mark that in. For my Saturday checklist, I've got a bucket and sponge doodle layered over another blob of my March theme colour. I was supposed to switch to my April theme colour here, but I forgot, so I just went with it and stuck with March for the whole week. I can then finish off Saturday with a half box and some deco from the kit for whatever we get up to this evening. Moving on to Sunday, I'm hoping for another chill day, so I'm starting off with my checklist for Sunday, using the vacuum doodle from the kit and a blob of my theme colour. It's my turn this week to do the food shop, so I've used a regular event label and the grocery doodle from the kit to mark that in, and eventually I'll remember that there's a food shop script in this kit and add that in as well. To mark in uploading this video, I'm using a skinny event label with a YouTube button icon from Ickle & Co and an upload script in Plannerface, and then I'm adding in another Pinky Stickers printable for my last weight session of the week. So that was all of my stickers laid down for my pre-planning. Now I can go back in and fill in all of those plans as usual using my Pilot Friction pen. Because I actually remembered to do my plan as I go filming this week, I've managed to cut out the bit where I do all of the dots for my checklists, but as you can see, they're still there. This week has been a bit of an unusual one because I had Monday and Tuesday off, but they didn't really feel like days off because I was doing a lot of work stuff to prepare for my interview. So I kind of feel like my annual leave was a long time ago, but also it wasn't a long time ago, and I've only been in work for 3 days this week and now it's the weekend again, so who knows what's going on. It's also Easter bank holiday weekend next weekend, which seems like it's come around way too quickly, but I'm always happy to have a little extra long weekend because a 5-day work week is just too much. Oh, here's where I remember that I have a food shop script, so I started writing in grocery shop and then covered it up with the food shop script. My weekly focus for this week was interview prep, which makes sense because I had an interview on Wednesday. It's basically to line up a promotion for once I've finished my portfolio, so I've been a little bit early in actually applying for it, but it means that I can just jump straight into it once I've finished my portfolio, hopefully if I've got it, that is. So jumping into my little plan as I go section, the first thing that I'm adding in on Monday using a half box and a Coffee Monsters Co weightlifting emoji was that I decided to go to team training this day. After spending all of last week going to team training instead of training at my regular gym, I wasn't quite ready to let go of going to my preferred place to train. I then added in a Play Sim sticker from Pinky Stickers, so I just add the border around this so it's easier for me to cut out and it also kind of stands out on the page a little bit. I was kind of treating myself with I've done an hour of interview prep so I can play half an hour of Sims and just flitting between the two all day. And then when I got back from team training, me and my partner were discussing how we can make some improvements to our garage to make the space a bit more usable rather than just a space to store the car, and I'm marking that with an event label and a stick with the Planco girl who's holding a bit of wood and is wearing a tool belt, so I figured that fit perfectly. And then on Tuesday I just wanted to relax the day before my interview, so I'm first using one of these big fancy labels to mark in just having a lazy evening, and then I'm using a quarter box with the computer monitor from the kit to mark in playing some more Sims. The spacing was a little bit annoying between these two sizes of stickers, but these were the ones that I pulled out that I wanted to use, so I decided to grab one of the really skinny glitter headers that comes on the box add-on sheet just to fill in the little bit of space between those two. I then added a bit of deco from the kit to that big fancy label. Oh, and here's where I add that computer monitor doodle to the quarter box. I was wondering when I would get round to that. Moving on to Wednesday, I used one of the big paint swatches from the kit and then just trimmed the bottom off it so it fit nicely within the space that I had left, and the stick with the Planco girl eating pizza to mark in that we just had a chill pizza evening to just relax after I had my interview that day. I'm not going to hear back until just before Easter weekend or maybe just after, so I'm just trying to get it out of my mind for now and focus on other things. Because of when I record this voiceover, I'm only planning as I go up to Friday, but those are the days that are like the least full in my planner anyway. So moving on to Thursday, I'm first filling up that big bit of space with another one of these big fancy event labels, which I'm decorating with a Joy of Planning Gaming Girl to mark in that I just played Sims this whole evening because I was really tired, so I basically did just play Sims the whole evening, and also I didn't know how to mark in that we managed to get ready to get back up on the sofa again. On Friday, I'm using a third box with the pen pot doodle from the kit to mark in that we had a team meeting this day. This was the one that was cancelled a couple weeks ago, but I kept in my planner because the day was just really crappy anyway. This one wasn't so crappy though. And then this evening I was just really tired, so I'm using a squared off half box from the kit with a stick with the Planco girl who needs to recharge to mark in that I just had a lazy evening. My partner also had a friend over this day, so they were hanging out downstairs playing VR and stuff, while I hid upstairs and was just unsociable because I was tired. So I'm marking that in using a bit of deco and one of the labels from the mystery add-on sheet. So that is it for my little reflection section. I'm hoping for a pretty chill weekend because I am feeling fairly tired, although I did get woken up at 6:30 this morning by Reggie barking at all of the cars driving in the rain, so love that for me. I didn't exactly get the nice peaceful lie-in that I wanted. But anyway, that is it for my pre-planning and my first little bit of memory keeping. Let's take a look at the finished spread. So here's the spread all filled out, and I'm really happy with how this kit looks. I like that I've pulled out some of the green in this kit so it's not super purple or super dark. It might not seem like the most springy kit, but it's been chucking it down with rain pretty much every day this week, so it hasn't exactly felt that like light and airy and springy this week anyway. Before we go, let's check in with the reason I got woken up at 6:30 this morning. I couldn't possibly be mad at him though. So that's everything for this video, friends. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments down below. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed it, and if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time. Bye!